Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we have a little maintenance to do on the zero turn right here behind me. And the question is, can we get the zero turn on the 2-post lift? It's gonna make things a lot easier if we can. So keep watching and find out. So on my 2-post lift here, I do have 3-stage arms. So I have multiple sections that slide out, which could help, could hurt. There's some pretty big tires, I guess wide tires on the zero turn. That may cause a problem. We just got to see if we can get some good contact points. The problem with a lot of zero turns is there's not like a frame per se. Now this one does have kind of a square tube frame that kind of runs the whole length of it. However, as you can see, it's not flat or not straight. It drops down in the back, so that puts it at a different level. And it just makes it difficult to get a good jacking point on a zero turn. But we'll see what we can do here. I think I'll find something that will work, but it will be nice if I can get it up here. The first thing I did to kind of get it centered, because it's pretty hard to tell, but I did center it between the posts as close as I could possible, and it just makes it easier if your zero turn has the ability, like mine does, to release the hydraulics. Then you can easily release both sides and kind of just push it, maneuver it into position. It's going to make it a lot easier to center it, and also if you need to maneuver it just a little bit forward or backwards between the posts. So that's what I did, and I do have it pretty centered now, so we're going to see, we're just going to see where these arms end up and see if there's anything close. So the first dilemma is just to see if the arms will reach anything. I'm going to stretch these out all the way. I think that's it. Let's see. Yep, that's as far as they'll go out. Oh, I guess I have a little bit more there. Okay. So that looks good. Let me spin the pad a little bit here. I think it'll clear there. Let's spin this one over. Yeah, this one's definitely long enough on this side. I might have to move it in just slightly. Okay. That looks okay there. Let's go around the front here and see what it looks like. Before I do that, I'll show you kind of a top-down view, how I kind of have that pad centered. It's hard to tell from a distance, but it is centered on that bottom. I think that's a good spot. I mean, structurally it's fine, has plenty of support. Plus I like it's all the way in the back, so it won't be tippy at all once you get it up on the lift. So let's go around the front here. This one's definitely going to be a little bit trickier, just because of how that frame is designed. So obviously the deck is going to be an issue on this side too. Yeah, see, we're going to run into the same problem, but that's okay. We'll get them kind of in position. We'll pick the back up a little bit, and we'll kind of just watch those arms. But once I get them up above the deck, then I should be able to swing them underneath that frame there, hopefully. Let's see what happens here. I think we got it good. Let's try to lift the back up a little bit more. Okay. So the back looks pretty good. Let's swing this front arm in here. See where we're at. See if it's long enough, first of all. I'm kind of feeling underneath there. There is kind of a channel that I will hit. So I had to position that arm a little bit more to the back, which is fine. There's no weight on the front of this mower. It's all mower deck and to the rear. So I want to make sure I get those arms as far back as possible. This one's going to be a little trickier. I'll show you why. So on this side, we have some linkages which have brackets to them. This linkage is just to raise the mower deck up. But it's going to create a problem because this is the tube we need to jack onto, but I don't have a good lip there because that linkage is in the road. So we're going to have to just position it and see what we can do here. Close. Okay, that might be enough. Let's give it a good shake test. See what we look like. Back is looking good. Oh yeah, it's solid. So here's what our contact points look like. Here's the front. That is clearly on the frame. No issues there. The other lip here, see how I had to make sure it was on the other side of this plate? That's why I had to reposition that. So here's the other side. You can kind of see I'm right on that welded bracket there. It's sitting on there. I have no doubt that it'll hold that. Like I said, the weight is really on the back of these machines. There's no way that that's gonna crush. I like that you can see on the side there, it can't move because the lip is there, at least left or right. So that looks good. We'll go around to the back here too. And the back is, it's really on this bottom part of this frame that came down, but it is the flattest part, so that's why I went with that. Even if it did slide, again, that lip is right there. It's gonna catch it. It can't go anywhere. The arms are locked as well, so it can't move. That one's the same position. So I like it. I think we'll be fine. I don't see any problems with it. And really what I wanna get to is the underside here to change these hydraulic filters. So there's one right there and one right there. And the fill plugs are right there at the top. Very hard to get to. Definitely didn't want to crawl underneath it. Could have with some jack stands if you get them tall enough, but this is really going to make this job a lot easier to do. And if I wanted to, I have enough space here, I could service the blades at the same time. So it all looks good. So guys, that wraps this video up. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I wasn't sure if I could lift this with a 2-post lift. I'm glad I can. It's going to make things a lot easier, and I find more and more uses for these 2-post lifts every day. So really happy, and got some work to do. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure you like and subscribe. Take care.